Yebo, yebo, yebo. When I say this is Africa, you say what? You say yebo. When I say this is Africa, you say what? Yebo, yebo, yebo. When I say this is Africa, you say what? You say yebo. When I say this is Africa, you say what? You say yebo. Yeah man, welcome to the African Connection Show. And we're gonna be streaming live from the Culture Hub Studios every Wednesday from 11 to 12 midday East African time on Facebook, on YouTube. We're gonna be live, streaming live. Make sure to check it out. Don't forget, every Wednesday from 11 a.m. to 12 midday East African time, we're gonna be bringing you culture, music. If you have a book or if you have any invention that you want us to or you want to share with the audience, don't forget, send us a message right there on our YouTube channel, on our Facebook, on our Instagram. We are right there. You can look for us or you can Google. And do not forget, I'm gonna be your host, Mr. Juice Jabali Afrika. Yeah? When I say this is Africa, you say what? You say yebo. When I say this is Africa, you say what? You say yebo. We out.
Twarekanĩire tũkue mũgongo ũyũ na twakinya rũĩ gatagatĩ, amwe makĩũra makĩendia nyũmba yao, amwe makĩũra makĩendia nyũmba yao. Twarekanĩire tũkue mũgongo ũyũ na twakinya rũĩ gatagatĩ, amwe makĩũra makĩendia nyũmba yao, amwe makĩũra makĩendia nyũmba yao. Iguoya ici.
Iguoya.
No gĩciona. Iguoya biũ. Twarekanĩire tũkue mũgongo ũyũ na twakinya rũĩ gatagatĩ, amwe makĩũra makĩendia nyũmba yao, amwe makĩũra makĩendia nyũmba yao. Twarekanĩire tũkue mũgongo ũyũ na twakinya rũĩ gatagatĩ, amwe makĩũra makĩendia nyũmba yao, amwe makiura makedia nyumba yao, amwe makiura makendia nyumba yao. Iguayaishi.
Iguayaishi.
Yes.
Iguayaishi. Mr. Steve G, first of all, before we proceed, when I say this is Africa, you say what? You say Yebo. When I say this is Africa, we say what?
Yebo.
Yeah, man. Mr. Steve G, today, our guest today is Mr. Steve G, the veteran, the teacher. This man, I've seen this man while growing up for so many years in the scene. He's still been the same guy. Steve.
And you look older than me.
Yeah, I look older than you. You're still the same. What are you eating, man?
I'll tell you later.
Man, Steve G is from the generations and generations. I can say Steve G is one of the pioneers of the Kenya music industry. For those who are listening, you have to respect the G, the OG. The OG, respect the elder. Yeah, man. If you don't have no respect, you're a blind person because you don't know where you're going. You don't know how these young cats sometimes, some of them think they've gotten it. They forget we have the elders. All right, Mr. Steve G, can you introduce yourself? Who's Steve G?
Steve G. Steve Ratito. All the way from Nyeri.
Yeah, man, all the way from Nyeri.
Yes.
Yeah, Mr. Steve Gatitu.
Yes.
I know Nyeri sometimes it snows, right?
It's quite cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. It gets
So I've seen you, man, while growing up. Hey, Steve, you, the generation of Monte, the generation of Guido, Danger, Shitaka, the generation of, who else was there? Ayubogada, the generation of
those African heritage.
the African Heritage Band.
Yes.
I've been seeing you the same way when I was a teenager. You're still the same Steve G. I think you've been in music for more than 40 years.
I should think so.
Yeah. If myself, I've been in the music business for 30 years, and I used to see you, and you guys were veterans then.
I'm happy to know that we were there.
Yeah.
And we are still here.
Yeah, man.
That's what
So tell me, what does Steve G, what type of music do you play?
I think I play all kinds of music, especially if most of the time when you find me on the piano, which is actually my main thing, it's request after request after request. I've got no idea what someone is going to request, so I have to be ready.
Man.
I have to be ready, just can you play me something da 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 da? So that's me.
You see, many people didn't know that. When they see Steve holding a sax, the piano is his main.
The piano is
his main instrument.
Yes.
And the sax. When I knew you, I think I saw you playing at Intercontinental Hotel.
Yes.
The piano.
The piano.
Yeah, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
And instead of these young cats picking up from you, because I know you have a lot of knowledge about music.
Yes.
You have a lot of knowledge. And we also featured you in some of my songs and some of the artists that Culture have.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Yeah, and yeah, man. So it's been all right. So from the instrument, because you told me you play anything.
Yes.
I don't want to hear about you play anything. You don't just play anything. I know you're a multi-instrumentalist, you're a musician, you're seasoned. What is your main type of music right now as we speak?
Okay, my main type of music, I would say, is I'm more into fusion, African fusion. Anything that goes around that, I'm okay with.
Yeah, I just saw it actually at the Grammys. They just added that, African fusion.
Yes.
There's, they say Afrofusion.
Yes.
There's these other sounds. But, we all know that all these sounds come from African music.
Yes.
But, because of the categorization of this music.
Yes.
You are in the Afrofusion.
Yes. And myself, I really don't think so much about categorization.
Yeah.
You know, like when I'm composing, I could be composing something, and then by the end of it all, it's slightly different. So I don't like categorizing myself.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's the nature of music.
Yes, I wouldn't want to fix myself in this category and not that category. You know, I never do that. But mainly, I'm a jazz, African fusion music. It's all in me. I can't help it.
Yeah, because I've seen you playing in a lot of places.
Yeah.
And me too. I refused to be categorized.
Yes.
Because I believe all this music that is playing around is all tainted.
Exactly.
You know, with African music.
Yes.
African music is somewhere there. Jazz originated from here. The blues originated from here.
And actually,
The guitar originated from Africa. It evolved from the harps.
And if you ask me, my main love right now is towards the real African instruments. I like to play the cajon.
Yeah.
You've seen it
yes,
somewhere.
the cajon. Yeah,
The cajon.
Yeah, we have it here.
I would like to play the talking drum.
Yes.
That
yes.
one I would like to play very much.
Yes.
And then I would like to play the marimba.
Yes. Yeah, marimba. We have one here, but it's broken, but we're gonna fix it.
Once I can play all that on top of what else I can play.
Wow.
Then I play the saxophones.
So because I call you the professor, so you wanna add, because I know knowledge, of course.
Yes.
Every day is learning.
Yes.
You're never too old to learn,
At all.
unless unless you think you're too old to learn.
Yes. If you think you're too old,
Then
you might as well die.
you might as well die or exit this universe.
Yes,
That's
yes,
what I always
yes,
say.
yes, yeah.
Because there's always room for
There's
learning.
always more improvement, more, you know.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
always room for that.
I'm very impressed because those instruments, we have a lot of African instruments here at Culture Hub, and we are still collecting and collecting a lot of those instruments.
Yes.
We have the marimba, which was I had to import it back from the US to import it back here.
Okay.
That's the one that we used to tour with.
Okay.
So I'm going to make sure it gets repaired
That
and
should be
collect as many instruments as we can,
Yes.
at least to preserve African music.
Yes.
Okay, you've been in the Kenyan music industry for a very long time.
For quite some time.
What would you say was different then and now?
I think.
Because during your time, even during my time, the first time we ventured into music, we only had one radio. After 1 year, then the airwaves were open.
Yes.
You know, and there was all kinds of radios popping up.
Yes.
You know, so what would you say is different from there to now and now?
I would say there, the media was more controllable that time. The media was a bit more, you know, you could find a way in into the media. These days you cannot. These days like all over. This like is I don't know which radio to listen to. I don't know, you know.
We're gonna come back to that. We're gonna take a short break.
Yes.
When I say this is Afrika, you say what? Yebo. Yeah, man. We'll be right back. We are with Steve G in the studio. We're gonna be right back with that same question. Yeah, man. Mr. Steve G. Yebo. When I say this is Africa, you say what? Yebo. When I say this is Afrika, you say what? You say Yebo. Yeah, man. Welcome to the African Connection Show. Yeah, this is a show that's going to be airing on our YouTube channel, Culture Hub Live Sessions. If you have a story, or if you have music, if you have anything constructive, anything that you think you can share with the audience, do not shy away from sending us a message at culturehublive.com. Culture Hub Live sessions on Facebook, Culture Hub Recordings, all those social medias are our social medias. So make sure you send us a message and we're gonna respond. And if you missed the past episode, you can catch it up at Culture Hub Live sessions on YouTube, and you can see what you missed. Otherwise, I'm your host, Mr. Juice, Jabali Afrika. When I say this is Africa, you say what? Yebo. When I say this is Africa, you say what? Yebo. We out. Mr. Steve G in the house. Panacheza. This guy here, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. So that was very soulful, man. That was very soulful. I love music, you know. So we're coming back to the question that we were talking about, the discussion about the airwaves.
Yes.
Yeah. So what would you say is different today from that time?
Okay, the first difference is, I don't know whether they are taught this in their colleges or whatever. You know, this is colleges or whatever.
If they're taught what?
I don't know. What amazes me is the moment you come out of the college, when you come out of the college, it's like Kenyan music is way down there. You don't even think about Kenyan music.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you want to think about any other music from outside, but Kenyan music you don't, you know. I think that's the first major problem we have.
Mm-hmm.
And the moment we deal with that, you will see.
Yeah, because then I remember even when they opened the airways, we've been singing this song forever. Kenyans love to play foreign music.
True, true.
The airwaves were full of foreign music.
True.
And some of it, many of these people didn't understand. Because if you look at things like hip hop, they have a story they tell. You can't copy everything.
Yeah.
You're not copy everything.
Yeah, if you think of hip hop from where it comes from, that's where the whole thing is. So when our kids are copying what's happening in the United States, and they've got no idea what is going on, I mean, at all, it's not the best thing.
Yeah, you can't copy everything, man.
Yeah.
You know, I know you can get inspired. I love hip hop. I'm a hip hop generation.
You know.
I'm a hip hop generation,
Yeah.
and I respect some of the conscious hip hop that they used to listen, like the Dead Praise. I love Tupac, although some people used to say he cussed a lot, but he was very poetic, and he had a lot of facts, you know, in his music. I used to love people like KRS-One, you know, people like Ice Cube, you know, people like Dr. Dre. You know, there's all this kind, you know, a lot of these. And also I learned about the alphabet rockers. They've been in hip hop for a very long time. Tommy, you know, if he's listening, he's going to hear about this. You know, you cannot copy everything. But now, they were down playing our music down there. I remember KBC was the only channel that was playing Kenyan music.
Yeah. Now imagine if if we've got a small problem with one radio station, and then the many radio stations comes in, and the problem becomes magnified. So you don't know where to start to rectify it. That is the major issue.
Yeah.
So it's that's mainly the problem with us. The problem in our case is the media perspective towards Kenyan music.
Yeah.
Full stop.
Yeah.
The moment they change that,
you
will see what happens.
Yeah, man. And the minds, everybody wants to be cool, and they think being cool is leading towards the West, Western music.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. Yeah, so the thing is, okay, so I remember even during our time, we were only featured on KBC a lot. And then I remember there's one time, I'm not going to call names. I went to one radio station here, and that person, I remember, she told us, she didn't know we were Jabali. So we were lined up in the studio. You know how they line you up there? Yes. Sometimes these people think they have the upper hand than the artist. They don't know the artist. You know what the lady told me? She told me, we make artists.
Oh.
We make artists here. And I was like, I kept quiet and I looked at her. And I was like, man, we make artists?
Oh my God.
And I was like, I thought artists are the ones that make radio. Good radio is made by artists. That's exactly what she told me. It was one of the leading FMs that time, Yeah, and, I've never forgotten that. I wish she's somewhere here watching, or maybe seeing the strides that we made since that time.
I suspect he's fired.
Yeah. Yeah, she's no longer there. She's no longer there, man. She's no longer there. That's killing. That's killing the artist. It's not making the artist.
Exactly.
When a radio presenter tells you that, and she's lighting you up there like school kids, even school kids, you gotta have some respect, to welcome them. You need to have a welcoming attitude.
Yes.
But when you have attitudes like that, this is the stuff that you're killing the talent right there. It's because I'm a seasoned guy.
Yeah,
and that's how I survived.
Yes, so now imagine now that's one person.
Yeah.
So how many others do you have to deal with?
Yes.
In the whole
Yes.
media?
Yes. And how many dreams did she kill? Because I'm sure she had said that to many.
So many.
Yeah, so many that came there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
man.
we keep going.
We keep going. Yeah, we're here and we're still doing music. Yeah, man. So what would you talk about, especially, we were talking about the instruments, towards African instruments, the attitude, towards African music, and what are you doing right now with yourself? Are you teaching, or are you inspiring the next generation somewhere?
Yes, actually, I've got a few students here and there.
Yeah.
But mostly they are on the piano. This one, I think, on the saxophone. There's one yet to get into the saxophone. That's okay. I like teaching. I like exposing, them to whatever. But there's always my main aim is how we can build ourselves up. And if there's no way that we can build ourselves up if we forget our instruments. And we've got our African instruments right there.
Yeah.
My dream right now, believe it or not, is you are with Jabali Afrika.
Yes.
Imagine Jabali Afrika combining with a band, African band.
That's an explosion.
That is what I'm talking about.
That's an explosion. That's an explosion.
That is what I would like to see happen.
A whole orchestra.
That's what I would like to see happen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, man. That's amazing, man. And your students, of course, there's a time you told me you had taken a choir. I know you teach a choir. Yeah. You had taken a choir to Zimbabwe or Zambia?
Yeah.
Was it Zambia?
We went to a group of singers. We went to Malawi.
Oh, Malawi.
Yes.
Yeah, was it, what was it?
I think we were just at the invitation.
Okay.
A small group. I have a small group at the St. Andrew's Church. It's called New Song.
Yeah.
So when I was there, I think I haven't been there since the COVID started. But you know, when I was there, I would play the hymns for the congregation, and then I would be with the New Song. Now it's with the New Song that we went to Malawi with.
Oh, nice.
And some time back we had gone to Netherlands. The same kind of thing.
I didn't know that.
You did?
Because you didn't tell me.
Steve
G, yeah.
We went to Netherlands.
So the same thing, you took
Same
it to
guy.
Netherlands.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, that kind of evangelism.
How was the reception?
Great.
That's what I'm saying, you know.
Great. If only us Africans can realize how much we were received out there. If people just wanted to see, you know, these Africans, this is an African thing, you know, that's
Yeah.
if the moment we realize how we are revealed,
Yeah.
then you know.
Because culture is valuable. Being yourself
Yes.
is adding value to yourself.
Exactly.
Because when you're out there, because I've toured half of this world. So I'm not saying nobody can tell me anything, but with the experiences that I've had, especially in America, we've toured, Jabali Afrika has toured 1.5 million miles on the road. 1.5 million miles on the road.
So you can see what
I've been in every small town, village, city, every corner, bro. But there's one thing that I know, that I normally, they ask you, where are you from?
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Yeah, where's this?
Yeah, where is this coming from?
Yes.
The other day, we had these at the Grammys. We had these at the Grammys, you know, when we got nominated, Jabali Afrika. And they were asking, you know, where you guys come from? Oh, you guys look so cool. I always say, there's nothing cooler than having a culture.
Yes.
Somebody who's cultured has a lot of value. Has a lot of value.
I can see that.
Because, yeah, I'm telling you, if you have culture, because you're going to be reminded, whether you're trying to pretend to be like somebody else, they are going to remind you, and where do you come from?
Yes. And I think the aspect of that is, I think people need to grow up.
Yeah.
You know, when you are not thinking the same way you were thinking when you were 20.
No, you evolve.
28, you know. I remember some kids that I used to, so not kid, but you know, young people, and they couldn't stop talking about the pop
music.
music.
Yeah, and pop.
And every time they are talking, it's like, have you heard that song? Have you heard that song? Have you heard this song? Oh, this is the Africans, the Americans.
The American stuff,
you know?
yeah.
So
That is all over the place.
I met one the other day, and she told me, you know, I left that to the young generation, you know. These days I want to listen to gospel music and some vernacular, and you know. That's when I was like, you?
Yeah.
So I think it's the process of growing up.
It is the process of growing up, and also, I think, exposure.
Yes.
If you're exposed to a certain, and also mindset. You know, when something keeps on repeating and being played, or being told something in a repetitive way, it tends to become
The norm.
Yeah. It gets stuck in your subconscious.
True.
And once it gets stuck in there, when you do it over and over and over, it becomes part of you.
Exactly.
So many people, they don't like, or they're not willing to
change.
Yeah, to change or to learn, you know. And many folk are like that. Many folk are like that. So we need to get out of that and grow out of that. So more exposure.
We have to grow up.
Yeah, we talked about your music, and we talked about the students and your experience. So what other jump can you give us? What jam can you give us?
Tell me. Ask me.
We're going to take a short break and come back. After we come back, Mr. Steve G is with us here. When I say this is Africa, you say what? Yebo. Hapa duniani sisi wapitaji, kila mtu atatoweka, na vitendo vyote tunazofanya zote zaonekana, hata vyote vya siri unavyotenda wewe wavijua. Ushajiuliza ni urithi gani utacha ukitoweka? Utakumbukwa kwa vitendo vyako vyote zaonekana. Kama ulikuwa mtu wa busara, kwa vitendo utakumbukwa. Kama ulikuwa mchungaji bora, kwa vitendo utakumbukwa. Kama ulikuwa mlanguzi sugu, kwa vitendo utakumbukwa. Kama ulikuwa kiongozi bora, kwa vitendo utakumbukwa.
Our children have access to education.
Ce que tu plantes aujourd'hui, c'est ce que tu vas récolter. Donc faites attention. Tu ne peux pas planter les haricots et récolter les maniocs. Ça ne se fait pas dans ce monde. Il n'y a pas de secret, pas de secret dans ce monde. Tout secret finissent par être avoué. Regardez, confirmez votre plan, si c'est bon ou mauvais. Vous êtes un musicien, vous chantez, vous prêchez quoi? C'est la paix ou la haine? Vous êtes un politicien, vous prêchez quoi? C'est la paix ou la haine? Avant de commencer,
ulikuwa mtu wa busara. Yeah, man. Mr. Steve G. Mr. Steve G in the house. Panacheza. That's what I always say, man. Yeah, you're watching the African Connection right here, live from Culture Hub Studios, man. Yeah, it's all about African excellence. If you have a talent, if you have something that you want to share with us, you can always send a message to us on our social media platforms, Culture Hub Live Recordings, or Culture Hub Recordings. You can find us there, send us a message, and we're going to respond. If you have a story, if you have a book, if you have something, we are trying to encourage, talent. It's not only about celebrities here. Here, when you come to this show, we are equal. We are equal here. But we can only share, and we can only teach each one of us, teach each other, and excel. We are not here to bring people down, but we're here to excel from anything. If you're an engineer, if you're whatever you are, come, baby, come. Yeah? All right, Mr. Steve G. I like the vibe, man. I like the vibe. It's freedom, man. This is freedom.
Have you heard my freedom song?
Yeah, freedom song. I've heard it because I was part of that song. You can check it out. Steve G is right there on YouTube. Subscribe to him. You can follow him on social media. I'm sure he's there on IG. He's on nowadays, man. You have to be active in this stuff.
It's quite a lot.
Yeah, it's quite a lot, but we're not going to get tired. Yeah, we're going to follow you all the way to TikTok.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, we're going to bring you some vibes right there, Yeah, because we believe what we're doing here is positive. Yeah, man. Yeah, so we're coming back to the Kenya music industry. What do you think can be done better now? Now forget about the people that are sabotaging other people, the people that are hindering progress. What do you think can be done better, to better the industry or from acting? Because I know you're an actor too. You're a guy who loves theater.
Yes.
This guy here, don't play with this guy.
Yes.
Yeah, I've known Steve G from a long time ago.
By the way, I've acted for...
Yeah, and you've written a book. Is it books or a book?
A book.
He's written a book. Man,
Yes.
yeah,
A book.
yeah. I have a copy here.
Oh, great.
Man, Mr. Steve G, man, this knowledge, we want to make sure
Yes.
you are, man, I always say, there's nothing as bad as going to the grave with the talent that you
With
have.
all the talent.
All the knowledge.
It's bad.
Yeah, the grave is a resting place. That's what they say, rest in peace.
It's bad.
You're going to rest right there because right now you don't have no value.
Oh, my goodness.
The graveyard is where most talent is. Can you imagine?
It's bad.
Yeah, man.
It's bad.
So what do you think can be done different to better this industry?
Okay. We go back to the media.
The media.
The moment we capture the media, the moment the media is on our side.
Make sure you're closer to the microphone so that we hear you.
Yes, but the moment the media is on our side,
Yes.
you will see changes. You will see changes.
So because, of course, we'll see changes.
Yes.
And it's that media ready to pay for royalties so that we can pay rent.
I don't even
So that the artist can buy a nice instrument. So that an artist can buy a good sax.
good saxophone.
So that an artist can pay. What is the approximate price for a student saxophone? It's about 50K, 60K.
Exactly, you've said it.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
For a student guitar is about 20K.
Yes.
Mine, I'm not bragging, but if you want sound, this one, I bought it at least $3,000. $3,000, that's about 400K.
You don't joke.
I have 8 guitars.
You don't say.
Yeah, I don't say. I have 8 guitars. When I was growing, I came to get used to the guitar sound, and the sound that I was choosing was high quality. So they need to, so that we can afford good instruments,
Yes.
they need to pay for that. And that job is supposed to be done by the government. The government is supposed to make sure that those laws are enforced so that we can eat, we can pay for our kids' education, we can pay for for even our own education, so that we can buy food. We don't want no handouts. We don't want handouts. We don't want handouts. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. You know, what do you think can be done better? They say that if the media is on our side, the media number one, what else? Do we have structures or schools, academies for this? For music?
Okay. Apart from the media, I would say we need to develop what I call the marketing muscle of our music. And I think the issue is we've gone through so much time where a musician is the one who is doing everything.
Yeah.
I think that is wrong.
Yeah.
If I'm in the studio, let me be in the studio. Let me do my best in the studio.
Yeah.
Let somebody else be willing to step out
The
in
structures,
the market.
like
you know? Yes, that's what we need. We need to establish our marketing strategy. Yeah, for everything.
But all these things, you see, like things like artist management, let me say PR.
Yes.
What else? The marketplaces.
Yes.
All these things are money driven.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying here. These structures, the way you see, people love to compare with America, of course. Hollywood, be it in film or music industry, they have these structures in place. And they have laws that are in place to make sure nobody eats illegal money from the musician. Things like piracy.
Why don't we get the laws?
They need to be enforced.
Yes, in this country.
And who enforces the laws?
It's not us, but the government.
That's what I'm saying, the government, our representative. So we need to hold them accountable for this. We don't want no handouts, but we want to feed, we want to be self,
Exactly.
Yeah, so we want to be able to do this stuff ourselves. And once these laws are in places, they can collect their taxes. Even the government itself is losing. You know what I mean? Even the government itself, because it collects taxes from the revenues that are coming from the artists, then they should be able to protect our talents.
Yes.
They should be able to protect our products. Because the government's job is to protect the citizen, to make sure the citizen doesn't lose. So if the government is going to come and ask for taxes from me, I have to make sure, they have to make sure, or the government, because we are the government, because we pay for those taxes.
Yes.
We pay for them. We are the employers.
Of the
government officials.
Yes.
From the MCA to the president.
Exactly.
So they need to make sure those laws are in place.
Do their job.
Yeah, it's a job. So to make sure these laws are in place, they need to protect us, so that we can pay the taxes. We're not going to have a problem paying for the taxes. But when our music is being stolen here, is being copied right there, what are you going to get from the musician if it's not earning anything?
That reminds me, in the previous government, there was this issue of the MCSK.
MCSK, yeah.
You remember how it was really put on the spot?
Yeah.
That's what we need.
Yeah, because Jabali Afrika has been in existence for 30 years.
Yeah.
We've never gotten a single cent from them.
Can you imagine?
Can you imagine? Shame on you. Shame on them. We've never gotten a single cent, and yet our music is playing all over. Our music is being played in schools.
So
It's being played in schools. You cannot tell me we did not even generate revenues for that.
Yes, and that took as much as the president himself.
Yeah. If it took the president himself to go find out what's going on with these artists, why are they poor? Because every time when an artist dies or maybe an older, they come there. You buy an expensive casket. You fly the body, I don't know where. That is useless when the man is dead or the late. Alikuwa hivi. I don't want that stuff. I don't want that stuff in my funeral. I don't want that stuff. Don't buy an expensive casket for me if you never made sure I ate good food like you.
While you were
You didn't fight for me to put the food to the table. to bring the food to the table and feed my kid and feed my family.
Yes, yes.
You know what I mean? Yeah, man. We're going to be right back. We're taking a short break, and we're going to be back with Steve G. Yeah, man.
We celebrate our freedom. We celebrate our freedom. We celebrate our freedom. Yeah. We celebrate our freedom. We celebrate our freedom. We celebrate our freedom. Yeah.
Padiyagato kanete, ugesokato kanete, ugendo rwito rwari rwega tugethie na tugicoka, ugendo rwito rwari rwega tugethie na tugicoka. Padiyagato kanete, ugesoka tukanete, ugendo rwito rwari rwega tugethie na tugicoka, ugendo rwito rwari rwega tugethie na tugicoka.
Celebrate Africa, celebrate America, celebrate Asia, celebrate Ulaya. Kila mahali tunasherekea, duniani ya kipekee, ulimwenguni aisezo shika siku everyday.
Padiyagato kanete, ugesoka tukanete, ugendo rwito rwari rwega tugethie na tugicoka, ugendo rwito rwari rwega tugethie na tugicoka. Padiyagato kanete, ugesoka tukanete, ugendo rwito rwari rwega tugethie na tugicoka, ugendo rwito rwari rwega tugethie na tugicoka.
Tobundana kina bango pe toganye, tobeti bango, tokumi bango, tobeti bango pe bazimbango. Ba ennemi bakanisa toboko kate, mais tozongi na victoire. Lelo tosepelini, Zambe aza na biso e. Let's celebrate.
Tugikora kamuthuri, akiuga nige kugaku, enoro akiuga kareko koige, kogithanie na njirungi. Enoro akiuga kareko koige, kogithanie na njirungi. Tuthiangite hanini, tugikora mbuye gwite. Enoro akiuga tutikahutie, tutikanyitwo ni thahu. Enoro akiuga tutikahutie, tutikanyitwo ni thahu. Haya, haya.
Hey, you over there, leave your seat on your feet. Are you there to spare a care? No repeat, just meet the beat. Chukua hatua ya maua, kata na kisu kutoa, kula na majizungusha, kama ndovu majirusha.
Padiyagato kanete, ugesoka tukanete, ugendo rwito rwari rwega tugethie na tugicoka, 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 ugendo rwito rwari rwega tugethie na tugicoka.
Ushawahi jiuliza kwa nini Betika ni jukwaa la mabingwa?
Yebo, 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 yebo. Welcome back. That was Steve G himself. Steve G himself. Ndio tunasema. Yeah man, kama wewe ni msanii hapo nje. Kama wewe ni artist, kama wewe ni mchoraji, kama wewe ni mwanamuziki, kama wewe ni mtu wa kuuza wa biashara, kama wewe ni mwandishi wa vitabu, kama wewe ni wanaitwaji, inventors wanaitwaji. How do you call them in Swahili? Watengenezaji, inventors. Wabunuzi. Yeah. Kuja to reason hapa. Because sisi kama Afrika tunatujijenge. Yeah, that's the purpose of this show. It's about African excellence. And also, we are not discriminating. If you are from here, maybe you are of Caucasian descent, or Indian, or Arab, whichever, and you're born here, you're still with us. So come, kuja tuonyeshe ama namna gani? Yeah, because you're helping out in building the nation. Yeah. Yeah, man. Welcome back, Mr. Steve G.
Haha, asante sana.
Yeah, so tulikuwa tunasema what would you wish Africans will do better in terms of development? And I know especially we're going to dwell on the arts, Africa in general, because I know South Africa has structures there, but that stuff that we can even tour within Africa, we can tour, because that's my biggest wish too.
Yeah.
You know, tour within Africa, like the way we do it outside, have infrastructure in place, have these things, because even I understand flying within Europe or even flying within America is cheaper than flying within Africa. If I'm booking a flight from here to Lagos, it's like the same price I pay going to the States, and it's within. It's not supposed to be like that, man.
Yeah, that's not good at all.
Yeah. So what do you think can be done better, man?
If you ask me, I think that the machinery needs to grow, to widen up. We have to get in some experts coming in. So this one is an expert of this one is an expert of this one is an expert of that. And somehow...
Organized.
Yes, but we keep talking about money. Okay, we don't have money, but look. But if we keep, always humbling,
The idea comes before money.
Yes.
Yeah, come up with the idea, the structures.
Yes, once we get these things happening, then money will come in.
Yeah.
Money will roll in. I have a feeling that we've got no idea how much money we have in this country.
Yeah, there is.
That's what I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I know we've got a lot of money in this country.
There is a lot.
I know we are not poor.
And we don't have to leave the country.
And somehow we don't have to beg
We
outside.
always have that notion, like we have to leave the country to make it.
That's
Every day you see young folk coming from Africa.
Africa is rich.
Drowning in the Mediterranean.
Yes.
Headed to the west. You find them dying in the desert because they think the dream is there. But it's because of the hopelessness and the situations that have been created in their countries of origin, which is a sad thing. That's why you see, like, once somebody is born in war, you're born in chaos.
Yeah.
You tend to think like the world is like that.
Yeah.
Remember what I said? When something keeps on repeating in your head every time.
You become like that.
Yeah, you become like that. You become, because there's nothing to motivate you. But when you see, like today, you see the internet.
Yeah.
When they see, they're like, yeah. There's the young folks in America or in Europe. This is how they party. This is how they do, man. They're happy. No, sometimes you get the wrong message, and they all tend to like take off from the origin, from their countries of their origin.
And we have to start thinking in terms of ourselves, we have to come out with, the whole ideas have to be coming from us.
Yes.
Not from the West telling us what to do.
What to do.
No.
Yes.
That's,
I get you.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah. I always say, because, experience is the best teacher. There's the beauty of art is sharing, and also, of course, touring.
Yeah.
I've toured half of this world. And it's a good thing I've met so many people. But I've gone even to these places, you find like people are doing their own thing in their own country, and they're succeeding. Then I always say, that's why Culture Hub, we had to set it up in Kenya.
Right here.
That's how we shipped everything, and we had to set up Culture Hub here so that we can gather the little that we have. Start from somewhere. You know what I mean?
That's
For us,
beautiful.
by us.
That's beautiful.
For
That's
us, by
beautiful.
us.
That's beautiful.
So we had to set up Culture Hub here so that we can start, set a good example and start, and go from there.
That's a good beginning.
Yeah.
And the idea that the whole thing have to start somewhere.
Yes.
The moment you've started somewhere,
There's nobody who's going to stop you.
there's no stopping.
Yeah. So
That one I'll say again and
the
again.
lawmakers.
And again. Yes.
It all goes back to the lawmakers.
Yes.
They have to make sure we are living in a comfortable country, environment.
Yes.
So if the environment is toxic,
Then the whole
then
thing is bad.
we're going to lose our young folk
Yes.
in the Mediterranean,
Yeah.
in the
running
Indian
out-
Ocean,
running from
in the
running-
Atlantic Ocean,
running from sijui I don't know
running
what.
from economics, bad policies. All these things is a chain reaction.
Yeah.
Whether be it in music, be it in anything. Because all these people, they are all going for greener pastures.
And talking about which, Yani, the young people, I would suggest.
And then when they touch the ground over there, they get mistreated.
Yes, I think this idea of there's too many drugs going around.
You see, now that's another
You know,
pandemic.
And for the young people to be so exposed to drugs so easily, it's bad. And we are losing them.
Yeah.
You know, a kid,
Wow.
24, 25, 26 is useless.
Yeah, because I hear all the people are barring now young folk.
You know,
It's supposed to be vice versa.
Yeah, that's another issue that we really have to worry about.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's a sad situation.
You know, I mean, as we've grown old, keeping away from drugs, you know,
Yeah.
we've really kept away and kept away
Oh,
and
yeah.
kept away,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's how we are still on our feet.
Oh, yeah. It's
You know?
unfortunate, man.
It's bad.
It's unfortunate. Man, it's unfortunate. Yeah, okay. So, anyways, so what are your closing remarks, man?
My closing
It was
remarks-
nice having you around. What would you
I'm
say?
happy
Or
to-
what,
I'm happy to- I'm
anything
happy to- I'm
general.
happy to- I'm happy
What
to-
would you? What message would you give these people, our people? You know? Yeah.
My message is there are two things in every issue. There's a positive aspect and there's a negative aspect. Always stick to the positive. That's my message.
Repeat again.
Always stick to the positive.
Vibration.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
That's what I say again and again and again.
Respect. Bless up. Bless up. Yeah, that's Steve G. Once again, Steve G or Steve Gatitu is a veteran in the Kenya music scene. He's an actor too. He's an artist. Let me just say that. So you can always reach out to him if you want to learn the sax, you want to learn the piano. He's also here at Culture Hub. We have all these instruments here. If you want to learn, don't shy away from sending us a message. I said it. If you're a young cat and you want to learn, you want to stay off negative stuff, you're welcome, man. We're gonna welcome you with a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. When I say this is Africa, you say what? Yebo.